Word? Brought to you by Headz Up Ent. I'm Amir, aka Benz. You got my man Block.
The boy Block Relly.
Coming back to another episode for you, you know what I mean? Live and direct, you know what I'm saying? This is August 3rd, 2021. A lot of things going on today.
A lot to talk
about. Get back, you know what I'm saying? Everything, sports, the music, the politics, the everyday life, you know, health. You know, we got a great guest today, man, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Josh Tetrick from Just Foods.
Definitely nutritious facts going on there.
Great options. People think about going meatless and vegan, and you know what I mean, great information on ways that we can change to make this world, this earth better, you know what I'm saying, and how we use it, and change the traditions of the way that we do things and eat, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people will really like the information that was in the in the interview. You know, first, I want to start this off, you know, as we do every episode, with the strain of the week. You know what I mean? This week's strain of the week is called Cookie Cake. You know what I mean? Cookie Cake has a earthy, sweet, diesel pungent flavor. You know what I mean? For its medical usage is directed for like stress, pain, depression, insomnia, and headaches. It's found to be anywhere from 19 to 23% THC level. You know what I'm saying? Cookie Cake is an indica dominant hybrid with a strong body effects and sweet cake-like flavor. As decadent as its GMO cookies and wedding cake parent strains, Cookie Cake buds bloom with a crystalline icing of THC-rich resin. Like any dessert, birthday cake kush is the perfect way to end your day, with a deeply relaxing effects that soothes the body without sedating the mind. The strain is preferred by patients treating pain, anxiety, appetite loss, inflammation, and headaches. You know, we try to just throw some information out there for you about, you know, the things that's out there, some alternative to medical use, so that everybody don't have to go out and grab your pills and, you know, load up on pills. There's natural remedies out there for you to use, you know what I mean, to change your life. You know, this may be one of them, you know?
Yeah, I'm just looking for that strain. A lot of strains lately has been making me on some sleepy head, like shit, you feel me? Those strains I kind of try to stay away from.
Hi everybody, welcome to What's the Word by Headz Up Entertainment. We are blessed to be with a special guest, Josh Balk. You know what I mean? Great old friend of mine from high school, you know, doing a lot of great things out here in the world. He's actually CEO of Just Foods, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I always say, Amir, I actually, Josh Tetrick, I just talked to Josh
Tetrick, excuse me.
I
was going to bring up Josh and Mr. Balk, and I introduced you as Josh Balk.
No, it's funny that you said that, because I literally got off the phone to talk to Josh Balk. And I said, guess who I'm about to talk to? He said to say hi.
Oh, word, man. Tell Josh Balk that I said hi, and tell Adam and Mr. Balk as well, man.
I will. I'm happy to have his last name. I'd be a better man if I had his last name.
You guys are always together, man. I always just push you together. No, excuse me once again. This is Josh Balk. Josh Tetrick, CEO of Just Foods. Also, formerly of was Hampton Creeks Foods, was it?
Right, that's right.
Correct. Now, I've been trying to keep up with you a little bit, boss, man. You know what I mean? Definitely impressed with what you've been doing. You know, just give us a little bit of introduction, you know, to what it is you do, and you know, how you came to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Amir, back in the day, all I did was try to do something in football. I thought that was going to be what I was going to do for the rest of my life, and I played football for a second at West Virginia, and once all these kids who were better athletes than me didn't get drafted, I sort of figured that I probably wasn't going to get drafted in the NFL if they're not getting drafted and they're better than me. So then I threw my life into school, spent some time living in sub-Saharan Africa, and then eventually got to the point where I got frustrated with just working with nonprofits, and I started to think more about, what is the most effective way to make meaningful change happen. And I started to think about, is there an approach to starting a company, an approach to using business where we could really attack and solve a big problem? And my best friend is named Josh Balk, and he runs Farm Animal Protection for the Humane Society of the United States. And since we were in high school, he's been in my ear about how screwed up the food system is. How we use about a third of all of our planet to plant soy and corn to feed the animals we eat. Think about that. A third of our planet is specifically dedicated to planting feed for animals. All the things we need in this planet, and that's how we use our planet, right? The more he told me, the crazier I thought the food system was, and we decided that we would start a company that would attempt to make all the meat, all the animal protein, all the eggs that people might want to eat without the issue. And the issue is the slaughter of an animal, the treatment of an animal, using our planet like it's a farm as opposed to the only planet that we have, health. And about 9 years ago, I raised a little bit of money from a guy named Vinod Khosla to start this company. And now we're off to the races, and we do two things. We make a product called Just Egg, which is a plant that makes an egg. And then we have another product called Good Meat, which is real meat, just didn't require slaughtering an animal. And I can share more about the technology with you. So we're charging really fast on these two different categories. And we got about 180 people in the company now. We're based in San Francisco. Cool. And this is what I do now, man. Instead of trying to pretend to be a linebacker, I'm putting all my energy into trying to drive this thing home.
Man, it's bad being a linebacker, I tell you, man. I got some great memories, man, playing with you, man. I remember I watched, my son actually goes back and watches the Lower Marion game, man. And I remember at the end of the game, I caught an interception. And, maybe got like a 20 or 30 yard return on it. And the first person there, when I got up after the tackle, was you. Like, you just grabbed me and like picked me up.
I remember that moment.
And I was like, it's my man Josh right there, man. Every time I talk about you, so
that just went into my that just like hit my brain. That brought me back. Yeah, I remember that.
It's a great game, right? We didn't have much success in high school, but that was one of the best ones. Oh man, this the plant. Now you said there's a plant that produces like an egg, pretty much. What's that about? What's the name?
So the deal, Amir, with our food system is we have gotten so our mind, our imagination is not as wide as it needs to be. So we use soy and corn to make all sorts of different food products. Food products you can't even imagine are made with soy and corn. But there are 390,000 species of plants all over the world. And much less than 1% are looked at about how they can make food better. So one of the things we did when we first started the company is we said, all right, is there a plant out there that could make an egg? It's kind of a crazy question. Because we make an assumption that in order to make an egg, you need an animal. Yeah. Just like we used to make an assumption, in order to listen to music, you had to own it. Now 80% of the music is streamed. And we made the assumption, in order to drive a car, you need to put gas in it. Well, of course, that's wrong. We make all sorts of assumptions that end up being, full of it when we, really challenge them. So we thought, what if we could make an egg from a plant, and by doing that, it could use less water and less carbon emissions and be better for animals. And it turns out that there is a plant called the mung bean. I'd never even heard of it. But it's been consumed in Asia for about 4,000 years. And this mung bean actually makes an egg. So instead of needing a chicken, and I mean, you need tens of billions of chickens normally to make all of our eggs. Instead of needing all these animals and feeding all these animals, we can just grow this bean and make an egg that's free of cholesterol, that tastes really good. And somehow Walmart and Whole Foods and Publix and Safeway and retailers all across the United States decided that they thought it was pretty cool, and now it's out there.
That sounds awesome, man. It's crazy, man. And you were speaking of what's the technology behind the meatless? You were saying you have a meat option, which is real meat.
Well, yeah, I'll say one thing about the egg, and I'll talk about the technology on the meat. So it turns out that, so again, you get 390,000 species, and this bean has a protein in it. It's a kind of protein called storage protein, and we remove it, and then you put it in a pan and it scrambles, essentially. Wow. But it speaks to, I think, a broader truth, which is
where you get your food from.
A lot of our answers to unlocking food and broader health problems are actually out there in nature. Mm-hmm. If we only look, right? We only just ask questions and we look, and we've invested, if you can believe it, man, hundreds of millions of dollars into making an egg from a plant. Right. So then a few years ago, we thought, all right, we can't just be doing eggs. We've got to do something beyond, the egg. And I started thinking about, what is it about meat that people love? Chicken and beef and pork. And I didn't grow up in suburban Philadelphia where we got to know each other. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. So a real meat, Southern barbecue culture. And the truth is that human beings do love meat, and it taps into a lot of identity and culture. And I asked myself the question, what if there's a way that we can make real meat, not even made from a plant, but real meat without all the issues, without using so much land and harming animals? And there's a technology called cultivating meat, where essentially you take a cell from an animal. You don't need to harm the animal. You can get the cell from the root of a feather of a chicken or even a fresh piece of meat. You then feed that cell nutrients. So in the same way that like a chicken would eat soy and corn, and nutrients from the soy and corn would build muscle and fat on the chicken's body, you can do it without needing the live bird. And then you can actually make meat in this giant stainless steel vessel. So you can make all the meat the world needs without the billions of animals and all the acres of land and all the issues that go around with it. And we were the first company in the world to launch this when we launched in Singapore late last year. So for thousands of years, every time a human being ate a piece of meat, an animal was slaughtered on the other end of it until 5 kids sat down at a restaurant in Singapore at 7:05 p.m. on December 19th of 2020, and they changed it. And we just raised $170 million to accelerate it even more, to go faster with it. And we think in the same way that, 20 years from now, you're not going to remember a gas guzzling car. You're only going to be thinking about electric cars. You're not going to remember that there was once a day where you needed all these animals who had all this waste, where all these food safety issues. You're just going to eat meat in a different way, and we want to make that happen.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that, man. I've been on a journey myself of recently trying to become veganish, I would say. Yeah. Not quite meatless, but
Yeah. Amir, to me, it really does. There's this mindset of we think that, things are impossible to change. But often what seems like a really bizarre idea in the moment ends up being pretty boring. So, like, imagine when you and I, like, after that game that you had that interception, and I said, all right, wouldn't it be awesome? Let's order a whole bunch of food off this delivery app. You would have been like, what the hell is that? Because that didn't even exist back then. And that's pretty much the only way I order my food today. Back in the day, streaming music, what is that? How could it be possible that now 80% of the music we listen to, again, the things that just seem bizarre and improbable just end up being the everyday boring things that we do. And we think the way we meet is going to be yet another thing that is gonna change. We just imagine if, like, aliens were flying over our planet here, and the aliens were trying to figure out how these human beings down there use their planet. And one of the aliens said to the other alien, "Well, sir, it looks like they've decided to allocate a third of their planet to doing this one activity." And the alien's like, "Well, what activity is that?" "It looks like planting soy and corn to feed billions of chickens." What the fuck?
It doesn't make sense.
What a strange way to live. It just doesn't make sense. So we like to think, what would it look like if we started over? Well, we do it in a different way.
Definitely down with change. Definitely down with change. I was gonna say, man, like, what initially led you to your change? Because I definitely remember you being a pretty stocky guy. I remember some like the legs were huge for being high school, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the fullback, linebacker, stay out your way. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, I'm sure you were on like a meat diet back then. So what was it that changed or made you decide to change?
You know what? It was a couple things. So first, it was like a personal thing, and then it ended up becoming this company. The personal thing was Josh Balk again. He was always in my ear about how we treat animals and how we treat the environment. And we like to all of us as human beings like to be consistent. Like we don't like to feel like we do one thing in a certain area of our lives that is totally contradicting who we think we are. And I generally, even though I was, just doing the football thing, I generally like to think of myself as someone who practiced kindness and was just trying to be a good human being. But because of all the information he was giving me, I was always confronted with, but I'm eating in a way that feels different than the person I'm trying to be. And psychologists call that cognitive dissonance, and it creates anxiety, actually, because you're like, man, you keep doing it anyway because the meat tastes good. But it pulls on you. And I told Josh if I ever stopped playing football that I would move away from it, and I finally did. Now it turns out, that you can be an athlete and be plant-based and be a phenomenal performer. We actually just signed up Cade Cunningham, #1 NBA draft pick from Detroit. His first post after he was drafted was eating a Just Egg sandwich. So there are plenty of athletes out there that pursue a plant-based diet. And then on the professional side, I was a bit lost after the football thing went away. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had all this energy that I didn't know what to do with it. Like, you saw what I did with it on the football field. I didn't know where to put it. And I need to find like a vessel to put that energy. And this became where I put it.
That's cool. By the way, Josh, this is my cousin, my partner here, HR. What was going to ask? I was going to ask you about Josh. I didn't even realize you had went to West Virginia and was playing there for a little bit, man. I had walked on. I went to, I ended up going to BC, and I walked on there as well, man. And
I remember.
Luckily enough, that good old riding connection, I get there, and who's the athletic director but Gene DeFlippo. And
is that right? BC.
So I'm walking.
I think Amir, you were, I believe, I don't know, you and me might have been, I don't know, in the last 20 years of Radnor, I feel like the people who played on Division I, like major Division I football teams, maybe like me, you, and like one other person.
I believe so, man.
Really?
So, which is a crazy accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
Coming from us. Like I would be on campus and I'm walking down campus one day and I run smack dab into to John. I'm sure you remember John DeFlippo. And we sparked and we connected for a little bit, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Ended up going to Hawaii for the Aloha Bowl, and we were out there together and got to connect with Mr. DeFlippo and his family and all of that. So,
Love it.
you know what I mean, I love to try to tap back into, you know, I'm not originally from Radnor as you are as well. You know what I mean? I was there because of the ABC program. So, but I definitely always try to reach back and tap into that community, man. There's a lot of people who, you know, who are doing. I've also reached out to Dave McMenamin, and he's agreed he's going to be a guest on a show.
Well, he's on he's ESPN analyst, right?
Yeah, he's doing basketball analyst. So you know, I mean, like Radnor alum has been doing some things, man. Definitely check that.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with your life now, man? You married, kids? Any little Tetricks running around ready to be a linebacker out there?
I've got a dog right here. There's Ellie right there. she's my child right now. So I'm not married. Want to one day. Would love to be a dad
awesome.
One day. I've been getting this company to a place where I feel like if you know I want to live till you know I'm 90 plus, but you still got to think about building a company as if you're not going to be around. And I've been working really hard to build this thing. So if I'm not around, it goes on. I've been enjoying Kauai during the pandemic. So this morning, you got to wake up at like 5 a.m. when you're Kauai to like be on normal hours. But I walked down a trail over there on these volcanic rocks. And I was with Ellie, and I was swimming with sea turtles in the morning, like before work even started.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah. So this pandemic has caused so much suffering. But for me, it's been a moment where I can, you know, do things like that, which you never would have had the opportunity to do, just hang in an office all day. So it's Kauai, and is really trying to make more meat, make more ends, you know, sign up some more athletes, getting them to spread the word, and really trying to be grateful for every moment.
I hear that. So, like, what products? Where can people find your products? Like, what stores? What products do you have?
Yeah. So we have, there's the Just Egg product, which is that plant that we found that makes an egg. Pretty much every major retailer in every community will have it. So whether that's Walmart, all across the country, or Publix, Safeway, Whole Foods, ShopRite, thousands of cafes, diners, universities all across the country. You can go to ju.st, and then on the bottom there's a link called Find It, where you can put in your zip code and you can see where it is all around Radnor, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And then on meat, it's not out yet in the United States. It's available at a couple restaurants in Singapore. But once US approves it, we're going to roll it out all across the US.
Cool, man. I was going to say, too bad Joe's place isn't open, man. That would have been.
I know, that would have been good.
On the sandwich, right?
That was good. That was good. Yeah, it tasted better after football practice.
Tell me about it, right?
In my mind, I'm trying to wake up. I wish I could, man. I'm still trying to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, man, Josh, definitely appreciate having you, man. Appreciate you taking the time, man, to give me a couple of words, you know. Definitely appreciate it.
Sorry, and again, apologies for taking a second to get back. When I saw it, I was like, oh man, I'm definitely doing that with him. Love what you're doing. You keep getting me whatever we can do to be supportive. When this is out, we'll make sure to share it widely.
Appreciate that.
And good hearing seeing from you again, man.
Same, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. We're just about up. But I definitely appreciate having you, man. I'll make sure I put the link up on the credits and everything so people can check out Just. Give a list of where they can find you at. Once again, we have Josh Tetrick from Just for Foods. Appreciate him for coming out, hanging out with us here at What's the Word podcast, and we'll definitely be reaching out for you for future things, man. And appreciate your time again, man.
I think we need to jump straight into this, like what's going on the past couple of days, man, with this NBA business.
Free agency frenzy.
Free agency opened up. In the past 24 to 48 hours, a lot has been going on that has gone on.
A lot has going on. A lot of change. Name some names and some places that people wouldn't have thought they'd be at. You know what I'm saying?
First I want to talk about, we kind of spoke on it earlier, your boy Russell. Because you got a lot to say about your boy Russell.
Russell Westbrook.
How about he's finally on your team, your squad, LA Lakers, with LeBron James at that.
I've been a big Russell Westbrook critic, I guess I could say, over the years. You know what I'm saying? I've been a lifetime Lakers fan. You know what I mean? All my life, since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And just another, you know what I mean, another all-star, another superstar in the fold to come to the Lakers breed. You know how we do. You know what I mean? With Russ, this is his time to show that, you know what I mean, he can play winning basketball. We know
he can ball.
He can get triple doubles and do everything and talk hella shit, you know what I mean? But can he go out there and play smart basketball, championship caliber basketball? Can he do that? And he got no one other than LeBron James to play with him. And not only that, he got Anthony Davis to play with him. Not only that, as of today, they just picked up Carmelo Anthony to play with him. And a couple other pieces like Trevor Ariza, Malik Monk, Kendrick Nunn. You know what I mean? I tell you one thing. The dude, Rob Pelinka, definitely, he hasn't done his job. He's done his job as far as bringing talent to the Lakers since he's been there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I hope that this works out well for us and that Russ, we all they're kind of old. I think everybody like 36, 34, 32, like a couple cats in the 20s. But other than that, like everybody's pretty like 15s to 19s.
The thing about it is, I used to say, 30s and new 20s. And it's really coming to the light right now.
This is true.
30s and new 20s. Like, we don't want youth now. Like, per se, it's like, it's different with football. Football, they really, really want that youth. Soon as you start showing a bit of age, get out of here.
Get you done.
You lose that little ounce of speed, that second off that 40 times, get out of here. But you know, it's like the NBA is doing the turnarounds. Like they want seasoned. They want experience now. They want people that been there, people that they know, they seen their game instead of going with so much of the big youth aspect these days.
I think that's always been the difference between the NBA and like college is just that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of been the difference, right? So like, and even with that being said, like, it's always about, experience usually wins. Very, very, I don't know any time really, at least in my lifetime, when a cat came in his first couple of years and won the championship, maybe other than like Dwayne Wade, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you said he had experience with him.
But he had experience. He definitely had experience with him. He had Shaq, he had Antoine Walker.
Yeah, he had experience.
What's my man name? The little point guard, my man, White Chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Gary Payton. Like, he had mad old heads with him. So experience has always been the determining factor on who's going to win, as well as talent.
Yeah. You got the pure talent, that young boys that come out and they just pure talented, like how LeBron when he first came out, KD when he first came out, but they still didn't accomplish until they had that experience. Season. So, like you said, nobody even the greatest player of all time arguments we talk about. The Kobe's and the Jordans came out great talent, great players, but they couldn't achieve what they achieved until they got the experience.
finished. Yeah, man. And I mean, we did jump into this. What we didn't talk about was congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Your NBA champions for the year. You know what I'm saying? Giannis was able to pull it out against the Phoenix Suns.
We called that game low. Even though I was kind of leaning towards the Suns, but we called that episode where you go back and really sit down and see what we said. We said the Suns are vulnerable. You know, definitely, and they don't have this, and Giannis is an unstoppable force, and they have nobody to stop Giannis. Yep. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly. And if Chris and George showed up, which they did throughout the last few games, the 2 series of that playoffs into the finals, they showed up. They held their weight, especially when Giannis was hurt. Chris showed up.
Yeah, Chris came through. Chris definitely showed that he's one of the best shot makers in the game.
Feel me?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They bench showed up. I remember I gave a shout out to Bobby Portis. And he came through. But Lopez showed that, you know, he could do it. You know what I mean? He's still one of the better centers in the league.
Dropped 30 one of them nights, wasn't it? 30.
You know what I'm saying? Connaughton came through when he needed to make some shots. Like they that was a great team effort.
Great team effort.
You know what I mean?
You can't just say Giannis on that shit by himself.
And they had time to grow because they had experience. They even had experience together as the team.
They stayed together.
You know what I mean?
Even though everybody's about to break up, Giannis on the leave and go here and there. Yeah. They added a few key components last year.
Nobody tried to get too bigger than the team. Like, you know what I mean? Even bringing in like PJ Tucker and stuff like that. It was pieces that fit. You know what I mean?
He just went over to the Heat too, I believe.
I did hear something he was thinking about going.
That was another great addition for the Heat.
About keeping along with the NBA free agency, about the Bulls. The Chicago Bulls made a lot of moves. Got Lonzo Ball, picked up DeMar DeRozan. You know what I mean?
Now that Lonzo is gone out of what's the name? Okay, you know, Pelicans still are, you know, very, very young, talented, contending team. But if I was Zion, I would jump ship.
Oh man, they just changed coaches again for him, man.
If I was Zion, I would jump ship. Even if I was B.I., I would jump ship. You feel me? I wouldn't say I would go to a already established team, but I would go to a team I see making moves that's, you know, moving to the goal of, you know, building a franchise team and not just experimenting.
I got this guy. I'm a name. I know you like him. He's young. He got some game with him. And the Pelicans just picked him up. Devontae Graham.
From Charlotte.
From Charlotte. Yes. He's tough.
He's a great guard. He's a great guard. Can he feel that Lonzo boy? Yes, he can. Because he can shoot.
I think
he's definitely a shooter and scorer. Yes, he's definitely a shooter and scorer.
You know what I mean? And to put him with Zion and
more than Lonzo Zion, I don't believe so. No.
I don't know if
but I don't think he had a chance to even show that with Charlotte. But Charlotte was just a young shooting
team. And they had a million guards.
Yeah, that's all they did was just shoot. All guards shoot. It's what everybody just did, except for what's his name? He just come down and yamming on you. He was the dunk of the year. Had all the dunks.
Mr. Bridges.
Mikal Bridges had all the dunks of the year. That's about it. But yeah, that's why I say he probably didn't have his chance to showcase, you know, his true guard skills. Everybody just, you know, they were like, what was like the second or third most three-point taking shot team.
Yeah, they check it.
Not made, but taking 3-point shots, like attempts.
They check it. What's the name? Just made another pickup too. Oh yeah, what about Lowry? Kyle Lowry leaves Toronto.
Down the Heat.
Goes to the Heat.
Down the Heat. That's a good. He's building because you know they already did it with the team that they already had basically from the past 2 years. It pretty much didn't change it from last year. It still had a decent season. It's just that, you know, a lot of injuries again. Once you know injuries and it's like I don't know. It's like everybody played different in that bubble to me. It was a different environment. It was a different pace, I guess. Everybody played different, a little different in that bubble.
Because it's basketball, it's to life. You know what I mean? There was no outside, like no interference, no distractions. It was basketball. So to me, it was more like focused on like the game. Like people were giving you their most. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being able to.
So that's why. Oh, yeah, I'm only saying that because you know they did go to the finals in the bubble year, But I just, to my opinion, if it was a regular season, I think that season would have been a little bit different with a lot of different teams. You feel me? If it was a regular season, because it definitely taking the fact you said that's all they have to focus on, the outside world distractions. Getting from a game, going partying, or going home to your wife. It's a whole. It changes your aspect of the game and your lifestyle. You feel me? On your mindset, especially being on that court and no fans. It's a whole different thing. So,
Fresh in the pandemic, everything that was happening with
and a lot of that transition to the next season. To this year, you saw a difference. Like, these teams were so great last year in the bubble, and you get to this season, it's like, okay, what happened from last year?
Except Phoenix Suns, huh? They continued pretty much.
They continued because it was like they made a statement in the bubble. They was one of the teams I believed in. They made you believers. Yeah, they made you believers in the bubble. Like, we're a young team, but we here, especially Devin Booker. He made me believe it last year in that bubble. I wasn't paying no attention to Devin Booker. I heard about him. I knew he could score. I knew he was a shooter. I knew he got great offensive skills. But that year in the bubble, the way he led his team and took control of the game, even though they didn't have a playoff chance, I was like, I see where he's going. You feel me? And that transition to the next year, even though they couldn't capitalize. He's young.
And picking up CP had
it's like he had that. It's like it's crazy because they compared him to him. He got mad. It's like he had that Kobe year where Kobe got to that. Even though Kobe didn't get to the final, he got to the playoffs, and he couldn't complete it. That first or second year. Even when he had Shaq, that whole team, when everybody was first there, and he couldn't complete it. But then that third year, they got the hang of it. It's like, all right, we got it. I think that's what this year was for the Suns. I think we might see the Suns right back in the finals next year again. That's just what I believe. Whatever's going on in the East is going on in the East right now. You feel me? That's what the Nets got to worry about. Yeah. But as far as the West, once again, it's just the Suns and the Lakers.
Man, what about Utah? What about Denver? You know what I mean? Murray come back healthy. And him and Jokic. Jokic returning MVP. What about, what Portland's going to do?
Utah's the only other one. Utah's the only one I can see. Portland, I'm done with Portland. I'm sorry.
Clippers?
I'm done with Portland.
Can't get wrong with the Clippers.
You can't sleep with them either. You can't.
Golden State's gonna be a problem next year.
Clay's coming back.
I'm forgetting about a lot
right now.
They got some draft picks. Yes.
I'm forgetting about all these teams that got knocked out.
They're gonna be ready when they come back. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's contingent though.
I think Golden State.
Top
14.
It's Golden State. That's the only one I would really per se really like. Golden State, and if Murray comes back with Jokic and they learn that big man and guard duo, and they really run that to a team because they had that going.
Yeah, but what's the name gonna step up too?
They had that going.
What's my man's name?
Michael Porter
Jr.
Michael Porter.
Yeah, then what about him? Like, I think he's gonna step up. He's been showing he's taking that next step.
Yeah. We're gonna see. It's gonna be a great another NBA season. You know, I really didn't pay attention to the NBA season like I paid attention to this one because I'm not gonna lie, because of the sports wagering, I paid extra close to especially the players and their stats, you know. So it's definitely gonna be a season for me to be like, I compare this to last season and have a lot to go off now because I definitely know, you know, which each player and team is basically working with for the most part. Because we did a lot of, you know, sports wagering in the past season on a lot of different players and teams, so it's good to match up and see how this next season is gonna go. But in the meantime, you know what time it is. You know what sports season is up next. Not to jump from there, you know, but I've been waiting for this season to come for the longest. Football season is finally back in effect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't wait. Best time of the year usually. You know what I'm saying? Them Sundays.
Nothing like football Sunday, man. Any given Sunday.
Hopefully I'll have some success this year with my Giants. You know what I'm saying? We make some strides. Get Daddy Dimes to actually make some moves and start making some mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
I need to move Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes, right?
Yeah, I need to move Danny Dimes.
Yeah, we need to move him. Huh?
He's just not it. He ain't cutting it. He ain't gonna cut it.
Now, out in football, To me, this year is gonna be so clear cut who the best teams are. It's gonna be those. It's gonna be those who are good and then those who ain't.
It's kind of
I think that's how it's gonna be this year, man. I don't know.
The thing with football is just so crazy how it's such a difference. How you just said with the NBA, that's the difference to college and the NBA, but it's such a difference in the pace and skill from the NFL to the college level. Because a lot of people that were great or even decent players in college get to the NFL and can't keep up.
This is true. Like the Giants today, I just read the coach made this linebacker, this dude, I don't even know his name, but he's from the Denver Broncos, and we just signed him. And he made him run like mad laps today for some reason. And the dude retired. He retired on the field, retired.
Like on some high school shit.
Yeah, like, man, I ain't doing this. I'm out. Like, retired. Because coach made him run some laps. Like, that's the type of dude I want him on my team anyway.
That's some high school shit. That's some I quit shit. You mad at the coach. I know a few players just do that all the time. Yeah, you be right back in pad next practice.
Come on.
This is NFL. This is NFL. It's a profession.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, you spend your whole life dreaming about this opportunity, and you get there. You
got some laps.
And you go quick because of some laps. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Practice your whole life, nigga.
We talking about practice, not a game. You talking about you quick because of practice. Like, you, come on, man. You ain't
sure. Running laps your whole life, you should be used to it by that.
Shit. Been doing it. I mean, when you came in out of shape or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wasn't working out in the off season.
A lot of these athletes don't do shit in the off season.
Man, that's sad though, man.
They really chill in the off season.
Sad,
they do this in the off season.
That's sad. I know cats that do this and still getting it
during the season, right?
And off season, like, you know what I'm saying?
That podcast with Ultra Sync and all, and they really like tell real now how it was when they was in the league. Chad tell you, I used to smoke before every game.
Yeah.
Well, Beast Mode said, I used to take a shot before every game. Like, niggas.
I have it on great accord from a very close source of mine, man, that it's a dude right now, one of the top baseball players in the game. And this dude burns on the regular.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, cool. Young dude. You know what I mean? And one of the tops in the game and burns on the regular.
Say, well, we got.
So obviously that proves that don't stop.
We was a part of our show, that sports part of our show, and that kind of got killed this year with that whole Sha'Carri, whatever, with Richardson girl. Like, she just smoked everybody boots to qualify for Olympics, and come to find out she get higher than the guy. You feel me? So. We know weed doesn't affect your physical performance.
Yeah, man.
Like, everybody been knew that for years. It's like you said, it's the bad stigmata just on marijuana is fucked up. Like, it's really fucked up. It's crazy how they can, like, the world is. Like, we have commercials and praise alcohol, which has taken lives and destroyed livers and families and everything, but people get endorsed for this shit. But this shit was shown and illegal for years, and it's all did positive purposes.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
I just don't get it.
You know what I always said the reason why that was, man? Because they couldn't capitalize on it. You can grow that in your house, you know what I'm saying? It's therefore they can't tax you. You can't go. It's hard to like make alcohol in your house. At least some of the stuff that's out here, like make beer in your house.
So it's like this, like this.
So of course they're gonna capitalize off of that because they're gonna sell it to you and market it to you to go buy that. This, you know what I mean? You know how many strange weed it is? Like, look how we capitalize on it, but they ain't trying to tell us the benefits of it.
But the thing about it is, we do capitalize on it. We've been capitalizing, yeah, but there's always been a downfall to it. But now the government is paying their bills by capitalizing on it. So it's like, wow, what the fuck? What a slap in the face. I got a few weed charges on my record.
But it's okay now. We were erasing though. It never happened. Unless you ever got your fine money back from any of that shit? Any bail money came back because they erased the charge?
No.
I know.
Got my time back from jail? No.
Oh, man.
No. But you know, that's the way the world we live in. But yeah, that's kind of been blowing out the word that weed doesn't affect a lot of athletes that burn on a regular during the season. During the season.
And still show out.
I know football players that are burned. I know after the hard game, you can send in let niggas.
And you ain't got to play again next week.
Come on,
man.
man.
You go home that Sunday and you burn in your hot tub or something.
Come on, man.
I'm sure they do.
Come on, man.
I'm sure they do.
I wish I was smoking like this back in high school when I played. The nights used to just go home and be sore as hell trying to soak in applesauce. How much did you add a blunt to that shit? Like, god damn.
It would change your recovery immensely.
Facts. They wasn't doing no drug tests back in high school. It was just physical.
Still, man. So, make a little transition from sports, you know what I'm saying, to tonight's events is happening, you know what I'm saying? We stay kind of current, you know what I mean, in the music world, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's been talking about it. There's been a lot of hype. I've been watching a lot of videos and memes and you know what I'm saying, little jokes that they got about each other, but it's going down tonight. Dipset versus D-Block.
I'm saying, man, I know a lot of people
LOX.
find yourself going for, you know, saying locks weed, but I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, and I graduated in the early 2000s, and Dipset was just one of the biggest influences when I was in high school. I'm sorry. I was a Dipset, like, everybody wanted to be, you know, that's when gangbanging started, came in the streets, everybody wanted to be blood. Everybody wanted to dress like the Dipset with the bandanas and the flags and it was just a culture. It was a street gang culture that kind of that's why it's so heavy in the streets now with these kids. But it kind of started in my era, you know. It really started and they was one of the people that kind of started it. I definitely fucked with the Lox. I was more of a Kiss fan than a Lox fan though.
You know what I'm saying? But I can agree with you on that. If the battle was based on cultural influences,
Dipset got it.
Dipset behind it.
Dipset got it.
But it's not. It's based on bars. It ain't even based on bars.
It's
That's the problem, though.
It's based on popularity.
Popular
it's based
songs.
on Roberta who knows the song, who had the biggest hit. And I just started to say, I believe Dipset has a lot, even though Lox has a great catalog, great sound.
Dipset was way more commercial than D-Block. That's why.
You ain't go to a party and they played Lox songs.
Nah, Dipset was a party.
They played a few Lox hits in the party that got the crowd, the gangsters going. But for the most part, Dipset had that.
Dipset was the party scene. You know what I'm
feel
saying?
me?
You know what I mean? But as far as like quality songs, quality tracks, quality rap, it's the Lox. So
Lox all day.
Now that's where it can come in the fact of how they decided how they play it. Like, you know what I'm saying? How many other songs they get and how they put their songs into rotation.
Because they got so many singles they can do back and forth for each one. But at the end of the day,
it's gotta be energy songs though.
It's still gonna be, for the most part, a dope lyrical content of a Lox song against a street hit of a Dipset song, basically. Nobody in Dipset has I get high or why. Dipset doesn't have that. They don't have that. You feel me? They don't got that.
That's my point. They don't.
So they can't. You feel it's going to be.
That's what I'm saying. It's about how you match it up.
Yeah, I mean how you match it up.
It's really gonna come down to that, as opposed to just I'm gonna out hit you.
Yeah,
I got more hits than you. So
you feel me? That's basically what it's going to be. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of, slander and swag, and them Harlem niggas, that's how they come, and Styles and Jimmy been going at it all since this shit got planned. So you know how that shit gonna be. It's gonna be a whole bit. It's gonna be like basically a cultural war.
And don't forget,
of each borough.
They might even be able to throw some features in there. It might turn the tide for LOX. So, you know what I'm saying? Because LOX got some features, dog.
They do. They really do. That's what's going to change the game.
That could be the wild card.
Yeah, that's what's going to change the game for the Lox. They features, especially Kiss. Kiss got some of the dopest features. You feel me?
On some hot tracks, like
even Styles. I see Styles bringing out Rick Ross for I think I'm Big Meech. Larry, everybody forget Styles. He was on that. Larry, that was Rick Ross' biggest hit to hold for a career besides Every Damn Hustle. You feel me? To me. So It's a lot of different, features they can go about this night, but for the most part, I'm doing drip set, baby.
Drip set?
I'm drip set all day, man. I swear I was Phil Santana back in the day. Caroline. Was one of my favorite movies.
Nah, so
we spin a little girl. This nigga Cam, the other nigga
back, brother, you know what I'm saying, Jada?
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I was really a Kiss fan more than anything. I tried to get into Chic a little bit back in the day, but for the most part, I was really a Kiss fan. I had all his albums.
It's performance too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that might play a part.
Show performance.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like.
Once again, I'm kind of go. I don't know. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a good versus. This is a good versus. This was a good versus. Good matchup.
Yeah, it was a good.
This is a good matchup. You feel me? Because it's different, but both kind of group entities. Both from New York. Two different boroughs, though. Two different styles.
Energy, swag.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good. Like, you feel me? It's gonna be a good matchup. It's gonna be big for people. Once again, for like my era, our era. Because what was the last one? Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat. That was still in our era, but nobody wasn't paying attention.
Was that one or the Bow Wow Soldier?
Oh man, that was the funniest verses I think they ever gonna have. The most disrespectful one was the Jeezy and Gucci one. Yeah. That was the most disrespectful one. The funniest one was the Bow Wow. Boy. Them niggas had me crying all night. Like, who knew Bow Wow was going to be one of the weirdest people in the world? Like, yo, I used to hate that kid as a kid because all the girls used to love him. Like, all the bitches I look like him. I was like, damn, I hate this little nigga, man. He gotta be out now. Word. But, yeah, it's gonna be a great versus, man. Great versus, you know.
Shit, man. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Nah, I'm on. I think it's an event most places. Like I said, people my age, so I got a few spots I'm gonna go forward with, turn up. Because I had my own little joint when it was the only one I really did care about was Gucci and Jeezy. I had sent at the house. You feel me? That was the only one I really cared about until all these other ones started popping up.
Sure.
Because first it was really like doing it for the females to me at first.
The versus?
Yeah, it's more catered to the females at first to me.
Yeah, it seems to be more R&B-ish.
Yeah. Then they started switching it up. Like, let's bring the whole music down into this. Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of music, touch on. Like we said, we definitely want to speak on this. You gotta learn from. I guess you live and you learn. You know. And sometimes, I guess in this profession as a rapper, we really think the freedom, we had so much freedom of speech when you kind of really don't in this world we live in. And the baby made a terrible mistake.
Terrible.
A bad mistake. He acting like, he got that I don't give a fuck attitude. Kind of like, I would too, I ain't gonna lie. But, that ain't gonna pay the bills. I don't give a fuck, don't pay the bills.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know what to say about that one, man. I think he should have knew better, though. You know what I mean? Like, it was it ain't necessary, like, you know what I mean?
You don't got nobody personal that something like that.
Get up off the stage, like, you ain't even touching on matters like that, like, you know what I'm
saying? Usually people don't really know how deep an issue is until it affects them personally. That's why I'm asking, like, you never came across anybody personally that was affected by that situation you're talking about that me talking about this will probably offend
them. Yeah.
You feel me?
So I'm going to offend them. And if I'm offending them, there's got to be many people like them.
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. In this world we live in today, you haven't ran across anybody that is going through that type of issue where you were just like, let me chill out what I'm about to say. Like, it's like your mother being obese and you sitting up there dissing every obese person in the world. Like, you ain't wake up over 600 pounds a motherfucking day, reach for a cheeseburger. Like, and your mother sitting at home, 500 pounds, getting out the bed, watching your show.
How did I raise this, bro?
Like, it's like, come on, bro. Like,
I'll tell you one thing, though. He learned his lesson, I'm sure. I'm sure he has to be learning his lesson.
Yeah, all these checks and shows he
losing all this
Big
money.
Brady missing out on.
Yeah, he was killing.
He's one of the best performing acts right now.
He's one of the biggest draws right now. His name is out there everywhere.
You know what they were like, kind of comparing the baby to this generation, and I was like, you kind of right. They was comparing him to like the Busta Rhymes of the '90s and the Ludacris of the 2000s. That's kind of what the baby is for us.
Whoa.
You feel me? Not like looking at it as a superb, like, oh, he's a lyrical tough ass rapper, but he's a great performer.
Great performer.
He attracts you. Yeah, he attracts you. He has some club party hits that you want to keep playing on the beats. It's different. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of right. You kind of have that like that performer rapper vibe to you. Like you want to see this nigga in that action, like, because that's kind of what made him when people started. That's what makes a lot of these artists these days too. That's what difference their careers. Social media plays a big part.
Oh, totally. It's a huge part.
Cause like a lot of these artists are mediocre, but the people fall in love with that character they're playing or that personality that they portray, whether it be fake or real, whatever it is. Yeah. Like an artist I always say was Black Youngster. Nobody was really paying attention to him until he started getting on the internet and started acting like a fool. You feel me? And started doing all that stuttering and crazy retarded shit, and people started drawn to it. And oh, he raps. People didn't know he raps. You feel me? Oh, he raps. I don't know. He got music, and that kind of like. I don't even know who he is. You feel me? You don't even know who he is. Like, if I showed you a clip, I'm pretty sure you've seen him on the internet acting a fool because it's been a minute. You feel me? Because he started getting cases and shit like that, so he kind of calmed down, but. I'm pretty sure 2-3 years ago you see him on Instagram acting a fool and be like, oh, you talking about this guy? You feel me? But that's what kind of like made his career was his social media presence. Like,
yeah, social media, man, it definitely is a huge influence and impact on music industry these days and artists, man. I'm telling you, like I was just in Atlanta this weekend, dog, and we met with these twins, right? These little girls, about 16 or so, 16-year-olds, something like that. Rappers, you know what I mean? They're getting into music now, you know what I mean? They can rap, actually. They kind of spit, like, you know what I mean? Like, the game is so weird now.
Yeah. Like you don't have to be a rapper to become a rapper.
Like, you don't even got to be the look of a rapper or any of that, like, you know what I mean?
You don't have to be a rapper to become a rapper.
So...
It's like a pit professional. Don't fuck with this shit.
The Instagram influencers, like they have like almost 6 million followers between the two of them. They're twins, so like individually and then in like a joint account, like they have like almost 6 million followers. So you can imagine if they was to drop a song, you know what I'm saying?
What is it gonna do?
That's 6 million spins right there easily. Just for, their followers is gonna listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's. People look at that like.
That's what they say.
Look at that and be like,
that's what they saying.
I could reach 6 million people.
A-Rod said something about that shit, and like a lot of old school art. It makes sense to a point, but it doesn't because it's killing the vibe of true talent and true artistry. Because Sherrod said something about it, he shunned against it. He said, if I sit down in a label meeting and they ask me how many Instagram followers I have or something like that, or views I get, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. And that's what a lot of people are doing these days. A lot of labels and managers and whoever that want to back artists and produce artists are acting. What is your social media look like? What is your social media presence like?
You gotta think about it, right? That's just like so. Imagine back in the day, right? If you were a rapper, right, and you were coming to a label and you already got mixtapes and your mixtapes is booming, like you like I got sales already, I am wanted, like you know what I'm saying. A label's gonna look at that and see dollar signs, you know what I'm saying? Because the more money I infuse in you, you could turn out, you know what I'm saying, more money. So now you think like, if I can reach 6 million people through you right now, and you know what I'm saying, like we add other aspects and put more into you, you know what I mean? That quantifies like way more of an outcome.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I said it's kind of a thing that you got to take into effect and thought. Because like, but then there's artists that are just dope that probably don't even play Instagram like that.
Yeah, don't have
a social media presence.
No presence.
You feel me?
Yep.
But they have one of the dopest songs, the biggest hits out on the streets right now. You probably don't know how this artist look.
I'm saying, I guess it's quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
Quantity of
good shit gonna speak for itself.
Who you can reach, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to what you're reaching them with. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that they couldn't come up with some quality content, like some quality songs. You know what I mean? Like they have the ability to create some quality stuff.
They do, but like the game is so watered down, it's so based on that whole persona and image thing now. Like, 'cause like I say, these young kids got it so fucked up now. It's like, I think I said this the other day when I was with y'all, like, majority of the rappers and coming out now is like, especially coming from an urban area, is like, you gotta have this, fuck just a street image, but a murder, killer, shooter image now.
Yeah.
If you don't shoot your gun, if you don't talk about shooting your gun, or busting ass, or having any pistol talk or murder talk, you ain't no rapper. Niggas don't want to hear it. Like, it's like, and down south is definitely taking that what's name and running with it. It's even leaking up to the top in the north now, because even the past New York artists that came out rappers were all mostly what? In the past 5 years that popped were all what? Majority of them. Drill rappers. Drill rappers. What is drill rap? What is drill? Shooting, killing. That's what drill is. The Bobby Smurders, the Fabio Forens, the whatever you want to do. They talking about Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke shit was his biggest hit was what's his name? Like, come on, man, talking about killing. Like, you gotta be a driller. Like, you gotta be a shooter. Or niggas don't want to hear it. It's like, that's another thing that's killing me with this like rap shit. Like, if you're not talking that like, that's another thing, the issue they saying that was going with the baby. It's cool for us to sit up here and talk all this kill nigga, shoot nigga shit. But as soon as I say something about a gay man, it's a problem. But that's been like that for years though. So don't try to make an issue now, black men folk or street people rappers that be saying now, because they've been letting us talk our shit for years, and we've been doing that shit for years. And then, especially we do talk about something that they don't approve of, they want to spank us, but then.
And if it's one subject that you should know as an artist not to touch because there's going to be backlash about it,
it's the gay
community. It's the sexual, man. It's the gay community. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that. But they what the hell they try to put? Eminem is like the biggest white rapper ever, and they were about to rip him down because of his homophobe talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's in rap. It's been people, you know, it's in the bars. We don't fuck with gay culture. You know, we talk about fags and things. But to an extent.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't even necessarily have to do with like a negative connotation towards someone's sexual orientation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the rap, like, and fact, nigga, he ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, that, but the continuance of hearing that, people would connect that to anything that has to do with homosexuality, like, you know what I mean? But I still don't think the baby had any right to go out and say that.
Nah, everybody was saying he's definitely morally wrong. Period. It's like,
none of that.
There was no reason to, like my man, like, the HIV and AIDS epidemic has like done so much to the black community alone. Why would you even talk about it like that? Trying to make it seem like in that light, to make it seem like it's like if that happened to you, you're in that, like, it's like you're an outcast or fuck you. It's like, my man, since the 80s, this shit been tearing families apart, and it was basically affecting the urban black community more than anything, my man. So why would you even, like, you just know your history? You seem like a smart brother.
Yeah, right.
Like, so it's like, come on, brother. Like, that's just certain shit you don't touch on. Like, and all the rappers before you, they could have been touched on and said shit like that. Why they don't say it and speak on it? They got some kind of common sense. My man, use your common sense, and then you don't just say it in a bar real quick or what's the name?
In front of thousands of people.
In a live fucking show, and millions of people recording you. Like, what's fucking wrong with you, brother?
Man. Did he do a song with what's that dude? The Lil Nas X.
Did he? I can't recall.
They had a song with Lil Nas
I don't know. That's another little kid. That little kid scares me.
Like, yeah, man.
It's like he's willing to do anything.
Him, Tyler, like, I don't know, man. They say what is it? What is it? Coach, what is it?
Our future.
Our future. That's exactly what the fuck it is.
Tyler definitely is a weird kid. I don't know, yo. I don't know, like
he's super weird. Is not the word.
Yeah,
man. Like
something wrong.
He's different.
He's different.
Definitely, like I don't know.
But he's supposed to be bisexual.
Yeah, they supposed to be. He is. After him and Jaden Smith. Something I heard, somebody was telling me something like that, man. I was like, I ain't even want to know about it, man.
Yeah, it's like the way we're going now is just weird. It's really going in a weird vibe. It's leaking into like different aspects of life, even the music and rap career. Like, for so long we try to keep shit like this out of like, the hip hop, rap. It's it's full force now. Like, you got gay I can't even say that because that's kind of like, but you got gay artists now really full front. Like, what's the dude from Young Miami Friend, the dude Santana? Like, he's a full-fledged artist now almost. Like, he's like,
exactly.
You feel me?
Gay politicians.
You feel me? So it's like it's different now. It's different. It's just different.
Yeah, but I don't even think this is the case of somebody's sexuality for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like their orientation, what they want to be or whatever. Like it's the fact that we have to do so much of a job of promoting that. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Even
That's
to
what
kids,
I mean.
like, you know
That's
what I
what I
mean?
mean.
Like television with the
That's
kids.
what I mean. Like,
why we have to? You know what I'm saying? Like there are aspects, I guess, but in the same like I think, because I'm the type of person who try to think of things like even sidely. So I guess as a gay person, if a TV show could show a parent of a mother and father kissing or whatever on TV,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Then if it's the father and father
different.
couple, they should be able to represent that as well.
It's fucked up.
So that's how they feel.
It's fucked up. It's like back in the day, even watching rap videos, they didn't show the booty shaking and all the wild rap videos till what? Late night, uncut. And that was just female shaking. Now you got gay men doing this shit right here in front of your eyes where a kid can just go to the screen and see a man doing this. And now I'm a kid looking at this shit and it's like, damn, like back in the day we couldn't even see a woman doing it. We had to creep and sneak. Now a kid can just go to somebody's page and like, it's like, so it's like, that's what I'm saying, it's kind of different now. Like, it's different. It's totally different, especially like, and that's what a lot of artists are trying to get. I guess, that's their argument. It's like, y'all forcing this on the kids now. Like, y'all forcing it. Even rap back then, rap wasn't forced on children. Like, rap songs, kids didn't know rap songs how they know them now. Because rap wasn't even so influential as it was when we was kids. Rap was it was getting there. But a 5-year-old kid couldn't rap a Reasonable Doubt song back in 93, word for word. Like a 5-6-year-old kid can rap a motherfucking Lil Durk or Pooh Shiesty song now, word for word.
Word for word. This is true. This is true with the craziest of content.
You feel me?
You know what I mean?
It's just, time's different. It's different. I'm trying to tell you, I pay attention to things like that. Like, I look and see little kids, they really listen to rap. Like, hardcore rap as kids, and we like them popular songs. We like the Biggies and the Mace songs. But I wasn't listening to "Kicking in Your Doorway, Being Your Fault." I wasn't listening to that at 5, 6 years old.
Right.
I wasn't listening to that. These little kids is they into that because their parents is into that more than likely.
And in most cases, just because that's what.
Or they just on their phone, YouTube.
Yeah, that's what.
NBA YoungBoy all that.
That's what they're saying. Hey, that's what's out. That's what the culture is now. Like, I mean,
it's different, and it's getting pushed. It's definitely getting pushed on our youth. in a crazy way.
So who's responsible for the culture then? If that's where the direction that the culture, not the direction, if that's where we are now, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to say,
you know what I mean?
I'm not going to say it's fucked up that's what the culture is. That's what the culture always been. It's just that the way the world changed and everything's so upfront with social media and technology now. Like I said, it's the access to things now that's just changing things. Like I said, as a kid, we didn't have access and it wasn't up front of our face. We had to get older and go look for ourselves and find. Now it's just here.
So we blame it on technology.
I don't know if you can say blame it, but it's a big factor, big aspect.
So
it's the way how the world changed.
All right, so just like back in the day, right? For instance, right? Just like back in the day, right? If it was 10 o'clock at night, right? And TV was on or whatever, and like I know, like back in the day, like when I was young, like late night, 11 o'clock at night, like Benny Hill would come on, like, you know what I'm saying? And if you know anything about Benny Hill, you know what I'm saying? That was like soft porn on TV down there, like Benny Hill. You know what I'm saying? And he would run around chasing girls, you know what I mean? Womanizing the sex on TV, like, you know what I'm saying? Every night for you to watch, like, but like, you know damn well, like your parent come in there, like, they gonna turn the channel, turn that shit off, period, or turn the channel, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I guess maybe I'm saying like there was a level of responsibility on the parent did where they kept us from that shit as well. Now, even though we know that the parents know how accessible it is,
it's like
but
this.
Then we take the level of responsibility.
It's like this.
Instead of we just blame the access.
You see how I'm saying it's the way of the world changing. Period. Even people, where we as parents, because you see how you said parent coming in, turn the shit off, go to sleep. Go to sleep. That's what it is nowadays.
Give them the phone to sleep, right?
Go to sleep
instead of taking it away.
Go to sleep. Back in the day, it used to be quiet.
Turn the lights off.
Turn the lights off. Or you want time out. Go read a book. Now it's get out my face. Be quiet. I'm doing something. Here. In the middle of the store, grocery store. Mommy. Here, take my phone. Look at something. We didn't have, we watching something in the grocery store with my mother? What the fuck? We had that back in the day? Our mother, you know how many movies we didn't got saved from what we had, what they had? Just because we did so much bullshit because we had something right there to entertain us.
Yeah, right.
You feel me? So it's like, I'm telling you, it's like technology and the way of the world is like, it really plays a factor in even the way we deal with a lot of things, even with kids and raising our kids, man. It really does.
I know it does. There's just no doubt about it. But I mean, it's also like a level of exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like you get kids to have, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my son, man, he almost, he's 12, about to be 13. He's about to be a teenager, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even like, you know what I mean? Like the Grand Theft Autos and the Call of Duty, and the Nerf guns.
None of that.
You know what I'm saying? None of that. I come away from all of that. You know what I'm saying? His friends might have had it. He might have always wanted it, but like, I wasn't gonna allow him to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, you know what I mean? Just to try to steer him away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like speaking of the locks, like my man Luke said, my man Luke said, man, you're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of my favorite rap lines of all time. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger. So that means like let them stay young. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to introduce all this unnecessary stuff that really doesn't help to mold them to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the extra bullshit that the world throws on.
It's not a necessity.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't need that. Like, the adults don't even want to deal with it. And that's from sex to violence to, you know what I'm saying, to all that shit. Like, we don't even want to deal with it as adults. Like, why would we try to introduce it so young or to the young, to youth before it's not even that, because it's not really necessary.
It's not necessity.
So, like, why introduce it? But that seems to be what it is for some reason. Like it's okay. Like, I mean, Just give them the keys at 4. Like, how?
You say with a dirt gun, like, why do I need to take something?
And then we wonder why, like, so much BS happens
as a kid.
You know what I'm saying? As a kid or young, you know what I mean?
You been having guns in our hands as kids, so why would you get out the door? I would think it's cool to go grab a real gun.
I play video games, shooting, you know what I mean? I've got a gun in my house, you know what I mean? I
had toy gun my whole
life, like, you know what I mean? Like, you think you're gonna grow up and not be around? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's gonna be natural for you to be, you know what I'm saying, with guns. And the way guns is now today in the world, and especially in America, like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll be surprised we have such a gun epidemic, as they like to call it now. You know what I mean? Like, that's why,
like I said, what I say, the way this country was built is the way it's gonna fall. This country was built on guns, ammunition. Live ammunition. That's how they took this country over, and that's what's going to be the fall of this country. And this place see now is mass shooting going on. They have no control. See what's going on in New York right now. They just passed a law in New York. I posted it the other day on my story. It just passed a law for gang members. If you're an older gang member, even if you're inactive and you have some type of shoes or stain that you're noted in the books. Say if somebody from your gang, a young, goes out there and commits a violent crime, they can lock you up for it.
That's crazy.
They can come snatch you off the streets for
it. That's crazy.
So basically implementing big homies to start telling these little niggas, yo, chill the fuck out. Cause now we getting caught up for y'all shit, even if we is telling y'all to do this shit. Most of the shit we not telling. Most shit these big homies is passing on, go do this, go do that. So but now alright, we about to play the even field. That's how the laws is coming. Because the gun violence has gotten so out of control in New York right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Every day on the news you see some crazy story about some.
Every day they call on footage.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
It's always
like cats don't know no better. I don't know. I ain't even like a kid though.
Even Don, you follow Don Dick magazine, they got a shooting up there every day.
They don't care.
Most of it's always New York. A broad day shooting. I'm like, yo, this world really bugged out, yo.
You know what I'm saying? It used to be a time when like guns was used for defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the use of guns?
Yeah.
There's no positive use for guns. Like, you know what I'm saying? It does nothing positive. Like, it only destroys or damages. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, what is the real use of it? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's the best you can come up with excuse for use of a gun is defense. So this nigga might have one himself to use on me. So I gotta have one.
Yeah, I understand why people use guns, but my experience, you know, I'm a spiritual dude, and I believe a saying is a saying for a reason. And the old saying was, a man said at my man's funeral, he was heavy active with guns, and he died from gun violence. Live by the sword, you die by the sword. Yeah. And most young boys I grew up with that was known for, you know, living by the gun, fell by the gun.
I mean, you know, that's what
you feel me?
The energy you're around and you produce. You know
like that's what you're gonna do. I'll be 34 in a few weeks, and I can name over 10 people I know like that fell due to gun violence, but you know they lived by the gun.
I don't know a lot more than that.
You feel me? I know a lot more. I can just name throughout my lifetime.
You know what I mean?
One of them was my close personal friends. I said, my man said at his funeral, like, he beat a body, like, you feel me? Thought he was untouchable. 2 years later, he gets killed. So it's like, that always implemented and cemented in my mind, like, shit, damn. You definitely, whatever you, like you said, what you put in this world, it comes back on you at some point in time. I'm a firm believer in whatever you want to call it, karma, energy, whatever. I believe it. I'm a living factor of it. What you put out, it comes back on you. Sometimes 10 times forward, sometimes you can't come back from the shit you put out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so cautious in things I do, because like I said, I was once I lived like that. How you said, being in a certain realm of life is like, alright, if you're in an office and you know, and you're in the office and everybody's good at what they do, you know, most of the office work is pen game, writing, whatever it is. You need a pen. You need your pen in the office. Without a pen, you can't take notes, you can't do shit, though. computer, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're in a certain realm, you need the certain tool to survive.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like it's the choices you make. A lot of these, especially people and kids, like once they enter that world, that realm, it's like that's just what comes with it. And it's like either you in or you out. And if you in, this is what comes with the end.
With the end, the only way out.
And it's sad. It's real sad because right now that's so part of that lifestyle now. That's like back in my time, like even like I was having a conversation with somebody, even bro didn't know, like when I was in school, it wasn't so much. We had a few people who know that we lost due to gun violence in school like that, but for the most part, in my generation, we threw fists, we threw hands. We had a competition even at the school. It was always a big fight, a big riot. And that's all it would be. Wouldn't be no shooting afterwards or somebody getting killed. It was never nothing that. But these time and days, like,
it start off.
It's straight to the gun game.
Start off with
so
hands.
So that's the first front thing in everybody's mind, like, this nigga gonna shoot me, so let me shoot him first.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's the use of the favorites of a gun.
Like, I don't hear people say, man, I'll beat that nigga. You don't hear that no more. What niggas say, man, I'll kill that nigga.
It's crazy. End the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll kill that nigga. I'll shoot that. Like, damn, bro. Straight to the pistol game, huh? Like, what happened to the fisticuffs? Like, niggas don't brawl no more. I no more. These young boys don't fight. I'll tell you that now. Young boys don't even fight each other. Like I said back then, we used to fight each other. I done fought them to all my close friends. They don't even fight each other. Like, these young boys have to speak with each other, their friends, they sit there and work each other, man. It's crazy, it's sad. You feel me?
You go home.
Won't even like get it off your chest. You know, we used to fight, shake hands out, you know, get it on, you know, they don't even do that these days, man. I don't know if they scared, I don't know if it's just know how to rate, thinking that's transpired over the years, like, niggas ain't thinking about fighting no more. Yeah, niggas ain't thinking. Media, music, like I said, music, especially then, everybody wants to be a shooter, a driller, a killer, even in the music world. Like, damn, I can't rap about this being that nigga no more.
Man, that's what
people don't even want to hear that no more. Like,
that's what we continue to put out there as product for us, you know, to be even just entertained with.
Like violence.
Yeah, just period. Like TV, music, you know what I'm saying? The shit we promote, you show what continues to happen in the streets. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah, I said that too. Like, I pay attention to that. Like, why all of, like, mostly the black or urbanized successful movies or TV shows are always street based, drug based, like violence based, like Powers, the Wire, it's like they're so captivated by something that looks like a movie, but it's reality to a lot of people, and it's crazy. Even us, we like to see it. We live it
in real life, but
and we live this shit. Yeah, we live this shit. Like, and we live this shit, but we love it. We gonna sit there and watch it. Like I'm sitting there watching Power. I mean, Raising Kanan. Like, damn, like that's a typical black kid from the hood life. You feel me? Go up. My family probably was into it, so I jumped into it.
Influences, man.
And this is entertainment.
Yeah,
it's always, you know, that's the entertainment that we gotta portray and give in the world. Like, that's all we show interest. That's all they ever show interest in with us. Yeah. So I tell people all the time, like, y'all understand how that's why hip hop is so appealing, because they don't understand, like, it's our lifestyle. They think it's a movie or facade. It's like it's real life. Yeah, it's real life. Like, it's just real life. Like, and I notice people really don't understand it because people really grow up different. Even 30 minutes away from where you live at, you go 30, 40 minutes to these towns up to 80, and they don't have a clue of waking up, riding around, seeing trash in their streets, seeing a dope head in the dope at every corner. You feel me? A fiend walking up to your window and you change every day. They don't see that shit like a block taped off. Because with cops outside, yellow tape every other day. They don't see that shit. You feel me? They don't hear that shit. So it's definitely captivating to them. Yeah. It's captivating to us, like I said. And we live this shit. So why wouldn't it be captivating to somebody that has no clue, never seen that shit a day in their life? For real.
You know what the problem is? Always thinking about, you always try to think of like solutions to like, you know what I'm saying, some of the issues and shit like that. At least how I do it. The people just like to talk about shit all the time, but I actually like to try to like think of ways to solve shit. You know what I mean? And one of the only ways that I seem to be able to think of like dissolve the issues is the fact that like in the hood, any that's why it's urban, right? Because it's the density of the population, right? So many of us and so much space. You know what I mean? So what we need is space. We need to start moving out, like stretching out into, you know what I'm saying? Like fuck all of these upstairs, downstairs, next door. Then you feel like you got to take in everybody's environment. Like, you know what I'm saying? It affects your environment. You know what I mean?
You know what it is?
So we need like, if we had space.
You know what it is though? And that's a solution. And you can come up with solutions to a lot of different problems, definitely in the black urban community like that. But it's the mindset over the years that's been implemented through so many programming, like Jim Crow, and what you're talking about is basically the redlining effect. You feel me? Where they cornered us in one section in so many years, and they made it possible to expand that we really think. Even I catch myself is that we really can't expand. Like even we can't experience living in those neighborhoods that's even just 30 minutes away.
I mean, of course, they get trapped.
You feel me?
They get trapped in that mentality. Like they can't even imagine having a backyard. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have to be stuck with somebody right, like I said, right next to me. And there's people who will live their entire life in that
generations.
Generations. You know what I mean?
Generation, you know how
somebody upstairs from me, somebody downstairs, somebody next door, across the hall.
Project. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, I worked in Spires, and I think one kid was so proud, like how he was saying, like, I was raised in here, my mother was raised in here, my grandmother lived in here, her mother, like, so basically about 3-4 generations of your family lived in this, and you so proud of saying that. But none of y'all had the pride to say, like, let me get the fuck out of here. Like, it's bigger than this. But it's basically what you're saying is like, that's all it's stuck on. Like, I can't think of moving outwards. I'm just thinking moving in and up to these, whatever it is they give me. In this environment where I'm at. You feel me?
And I can't say, I'm not saying everybody, of course, you know what I'm saying, but there's a lot of people, who do end up getting stuck for different situations, like, or allowing themselves to become stuck, you know what I'm saying, like.
I believe what you want out of life.
I think that would be like one solution though, like, you know what I'm saying, like just like, you know what I'm saying, just that's a 4 people space, you know what I'm saying, like we can like everybody we don't have to have so many people in one area.
They could
spread it out a little bit.
They probably could.
You can solve a lot more issues.
They probably could do a solution like that, reparation, and really give everybody 40 acres in the mule how they supposed to. Shit, you feel me? It's so much land out here. We can take and occupy it. You give a nigga the right resources to occupy it. Cause I do my research and I do my, things I want to know. And back when slavery was abolished, when they did promise us those things, and a lot of those black families that were slaves moved down south, and there was a lot of land down there that they were promised through the whatever that Abraham Lincoln was supposed to sign. And it's crazy how they we taught these things in school, but we really don't know the effect of why things happened, why Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and why they stopped that whole Abraham Lincoln movement. That set off the whole chain of events of black Americans and shaped our future for, had he stayed alive and signed the papers and passed the bills and laws that he was supposed to, we definitely would have got our reparations, and history definitely would have been a whole lot different. You feel me? Because we would have had them land, we had them opportunities, we had that resources for money and our own thriving communities, how these, other cultures did. Because whenever he got killed.
It would have been in the books, but you know what I'm saying? That still don't mean that I would have been able to go down, because even in the midst of not having any of that, you got places like Tulsa, who was thriving, black community, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing to almost better than white communities in most cases. And what did they do? They overran it.
I'm just saying, I just kind of believe, because it was just one Tulsa. I believe had things went differently, it would have been too many Tulsas for them to do that to. It would have been multiple. It would have been, we'd had just how they have so many thriving Caucasian community in towns and cities that have been for generations, even small towns, that families have been running for generations, that you don't even really know. A family's been running this town for generations. Names maybe changed through marriage and through the years, shit like that, but a family has been running this. You feel me? It would have been like that for the black community. I truly believe.
To a point. I'm the type of, I don't like to forget like the fact that they outnumber us greatly here. You know what I'm saying? So like,
they do.
You know what I mean?
Homosexuality.
They outnumber us greatly. You know what I mean? Like, what is it, like 57% of the population? And we're like under 20%.
Yeah, like
homosexuality.
16-17%.
You know what I mean?
We are in the minority, but.
And not to mention all the other little integral parts of life that they they have directed and influenced to continue to tear us down. Like,
they have.
And from incarceration to the emasculation, feminization of the black male, you know what I mean? How they try to strip us of our manhood, like in every aspect. Like, it's crazy. Like, even to the point now, I even see on commercials, it's a black woman and a white man. And so many commercials. There was so many commercials.
Yeah.
And I don't even notice that the fact it's been like mad car commercials like that. And in the car commercial, the black woman is driving. The white male is in the back. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Like, I know at least 2-3 different commercials I've seen that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the image that they continue, like that they're putting out there. Like, you can't really see like the strong black family. Like, they don't overly promote that, but I see this being like, like this is a definite target. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took advertising in college and public relations, and this is definitely like a campaign that some company or somewhere somebody has that they definitely are trying to get out there.
Like, that goes back to what I was saying about how like even in entertainment, all the shows, like now how we used to have like a lot of strong black family and father figures in the 90s. You don't. Every black character that's so popularized on TV right now is either over sexualized or over violent or into some illegal activity. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No more.
It's crazy.
No more Carl Winslow.
No, we get ghosts.
Cop. No more.
We get ghosts.
No more. You know what I'm saying? No more. What's my man name? No more Huxtable.
No more. No more Cliff Huxtable.
No more Cliff Huxtable.
We don't get that.
You know what I'm saying? No more. I'm saying even just little shows like, you know what I'm saying? Like my man from
we got a New York Undercover. We had.
You know what I'm saying? Remember New York Undercover?
What's his name?
He was a single father.
Raised his son as a cop.
Raised his son. He was a cop. Like those influences. I mean, those images and shit like that we had. Like we don't even have them anymore.
Don't.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it's like the image they really try to portray as a black man is like really just it's a violent nigga, man.
Unless we put out our own content and then I guess
and they still make the bullshit.
So then
still like that Tyler Perry network. He got so much bullshit on that shit. Even though he tries his best, you feel me? But he know what people want to see to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So he got to still sell and make his money. You feel me?
But at the same time, like a lot of them shows, I mean, like it's this one show, right? I think it's on Aspire or something like that. I don't know how. It's some channel that I be getting sometimes, right? And it's got like mad people in it though, like from who are leading roles in shows. These shows that we talking about, you know what I mean? And the show is so trash. And I'm like, yo, how is this possible though? Like why y'all like good actors we look at? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the show is trash. Like, and I'd be so disappointed watching it. Like, I don't know like how they even put that out there. Which is why, you know what I mean? I let this go, man. Get something going, man. Put some content out there.
Yeah, man. Try to change the narrative of where we're sitting here. This wasn't even planned a topic, but it's like, I guess we fell on this for a reason.
Yeah, man.
The way, like, the portrayal of the black community and culture is being portrayed in the world right now, I'm paying attention. And it's getting kind of out of hand, like, in all aspects.
It's been out of hand. You definitely gotta bring it back in somehow.
Like,
I think every little platform like this, who continues to put out stuff to keep the consciousness out there and try to keep them thoughts in people's minds is necessary.
Make them think. Because definitely touching on some real shit. Like, it's like, if people sit here and really pay attention to what we're talking about, they'd be like, yeah, you know what? It's kind of true. Like, it's true. Like, you really pay attention to the way of the world, it's facts. Even just when we started off the music genre, like, it's just crazy. The agenda, like, I feel like they starting to really weigh heavy on with the hip hop. I just was like, you know, I know I popped my shit in my music before and all, but I never was on, like, that's all they want you to talk about in here now, like. Alright.
But then not anything that's out there? There's no alternatives to that? Nobody's out there putting out.
It is.
So then why?
It is. It's just what they want to push
you,
to
right? That's what I'm saying. But why though, right? Because of me and you, are there not enough people like me and you?
It's more than enough.
In these positions, that's pushing
it's
these
more than
buttons
enough.
and signing these checks to say,
it's
like,
more than
okay,
enough.
this is what I'm gonna put out.
It's more than enough. But
so why they're not stepping up? Like, I get mad at listening to the radio and the BS that they play every day. Like,
yeah.
17 times a day, the same songs. The songs is trash. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other artists out there with songs that you can be putting on there. And I don't think as a DJ, I love music, and I always wanted to be a DJ, but it felt like I set the tone. Like, that's what music is.
It's like you getting programmed to
program others. To program others as opposed to like use music as that vehicle, that it's a tone. Like, I want to reach people, I want to affect people, so I'm gonna set your mood for the day with this lineup of music I got for you, as opposed to playing the same BS every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much of a job of a DJ are you really if you're not like tapping into music to see what affects people? And like, I got this morning mix because I see this get people up in the morning and get them moving. I got this afternoon combination of songs that I've been listening to because, you know what I'm saying, it sets the right tone for the day for you. This is good for traffic for afternoon to let you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, if I'm a DJ, like, this is things that I should know. I should be like, I mean, have be in tune with to be able to display with people as a DJ.
Used to be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Throw the song at you, yo, you feeling down? Yo, let me don't listen to this record. Don't listen to the show. Change your mind. You know what I mean? Like, you can't even touch it that no more. This touch play. You know what I'm saying?
Let this track list play out.
Let this track list.
Word. It's loop.
Track list play out for you in loop all day in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a coin while I drop 1,000 bombs on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, funk. I'm talking. I've been going funk.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
You got DJs that do that, but it's the platform and the hours that they get. They don't emphasize on the platform and hours. You got to know the DJs that break new artists, that have segments for the new artists, and
like
they don't do it how they used to do back in the day.
For years, every Sunday night, I usually sit. I go to the car or something and listen.
K-Slade?
Nah, to my man. What's the white kid?
Drewski.
997.
Drewski.
No, not Drewski. He been there forever, dog. He do the sports too.
Rosenberg?
Yeah, my man Rosenberg, yo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rosenberg at nighttime on Sunday nights, like 11, 12. Like he be playing like, you know what I'm saying, all the like underground, uncut, you know what I'm saying, like
that's what I'm talking about. Why
the music?
Why
I'll be right here during the day. Like,
why Sunday night at 12 o'clock?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the time frame he get for them. You know what I mean?
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Unsigned artists. Like,
I don't
you know
get
what I'm
that.
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where you're gonna find
Perfect time, like the regular artist, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like 12 o'clock on night on Sunday.
Like, and I know that. And you know, on Sundays in New York, New Jersey area, like Sundays evening, it's like Caribbean night. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all Caribbean night up until this come on with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I end up finding out listeners for years now. And he be playing a lot of the joints, you know what I'm saying? I'll be finding some low underground joints I'll be catching. And some artists even, I'll be like, yo, this is nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, go check out such and such. I'll try it. It's fire. But I can't get that on, you know what I'm saying, Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock, though. Like, I'm gonna hear the same dude.
They know what they be doing.
Same old BS, like, you know what I'm saying? Crazy. But man, definitely been a great day today, man.
Yeah, we definitely touched on a lot, man. Great topics to touch on.
Check this.
Get y'all feet off.
Saying D Block. LOX.
Dipset, man. Y'all know what's going on tonight, man. Hopefully my boy Short is about to come on in a few, man.
Yeah, I'm saying, man, we're gonna wrap up just time. We'll get up in there, check it out.
Alright.
Saying,
Thank y'all for tuning to another episode of What's the Word, man.